Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Learning outcomes of today's lecture. That at the end of the lecture, you will be able to know about the physiological anatomy of the pituitary gland, the hormones secreted by the pituitary gland, and the hypothalamic hypophyseal total system. So, where is the pituitary gland located? Pituitary gland located at the base of the skull and the bony cavity, which is called the sella turcica. So the pituitary gland lies in the bony cavity, which is present at the base of the skull at the brain, and is connected to the hypothalamus by the pituitary or the hypophyseal stalk. So the pituitary gland physiologically is divisible into two distinct parts, are the portions: the anterior pituitary, also known as the adena hypophysis. It has three parts: the pars tuberalis, pars intermedia, and the pars distalis. And the posterior pituitary, also known as the neurohypophysis. Between these portions, a small, relatively avascular portion is called a pars intermedia, which is much less developed in the human being, but much larger and much more functional in some animals. Pituitary gland, also called the hypophysis, the small gland which is 1 cm in diameter and 1.5 to 1 gram in weight. Embryologically, the two portions of the pituitary gland, they develop from two different things. The anterior pituitary develops from the Rathke's pouch, which is the embryonic invagination of the pharyngeal epithelium, and the posterior pituitary develops from the neuronal tissue outgrowth from the hypothalamus. So the origin of the anterior pituitary from the pharyngeal epithelium explains the epithelioid nature of its cells, and the origin of the posterior pituitary from the neuronal tissue explains the presence of large number of the glial type cells in the gland. So the anterior pituitary secretes the 6 different types of the peptide hormones, while the posterior pituitary secretes 2 types of the hormones which are also peptide in nature. So the anterior pituitary secretes the growth hormone that promotes the growth of the entire body by affecting the protein formation, cell multiplication, and cell differentiation. It also the anterior pituitary also secretes corticotropic hormone. So also called a corticotropin, which is made by the ACTH. It controls the secretion of some of the hypnocortical hormones which affect the metabolism of glucose, protein, and fats. The pituitary also secretes TSH, which is the thyroid stimulating hormone. It controls the secretion of the thyroid hormone, which is thyroxine and triiodothyronine, by the thyroid gland, and these hormones control the rate of most intracellular chemical reactions in the body. It pituitary secretes the prolactin, which promotes the mammary gland development and milk production. Two separate gonadotropic hormones, follicle stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone. Luteinizing hormone, they control the growth of the ovaries and the testes as well as their hormonal and reproductive activities. These two hormones, the two hormones which secrete the posterior pituitary are the oxytocin and the vasopressin. The antidiuretic hormone are the vasopressin. It controls the rate of the water secretion into the urine, thus helping to control the concentration of water in the body fluid. The oxytocin helps to express the milk from the glands of the breast to the nipple during suckling and help in the delivery of the baby at the time of the gestation. So Almost 30 to 40% of the anterior pituitary cells are somatotrophes that secrete the growth hormone, and almost 20% are corticotropes that secrete the ACTH. Each of the other cell type counts for only 3 to 5% of the total. Nevertheless, they secrete the powerful hormones for controlling the thyroid functions, sexual functions, and milk ejection by the breast. Somatotropes stain strongly with the acid dyes and are called the acidophils. So the pituitary tumors that secrete large quantities of the growth hormones are called the acidophilic tumors. The posterior pituitary hormones are synthesized by the cell bodies in the hypothalamus. The bodies of the cells that secrete the pituitary hormones are not located in the pituitary gland but are large neurons called magnocellular neurons located in the supraoptic and magnocellular nuclei of the hypothalamus. The hormones are then transported in the exoplasm of the neuron nerve fibers passing from the hypothalamus to the posterior pituitary gland. So hypothalamus is very important at controlling the pituitary secretions. Almost all the secretions by the pituitary is controlled by either the hormonal or the nervous signals from the hypothalamus. So even if the pituitary gland is removed from its normal position beneath the hypothalamus and transported to some other place of the body, its secretion rates of different hormones except for the prolactin falls to very low levels. Secretion of the posterior pituitary is controlled by the nerve signals that originate in the hypothalamus and terminate in the posterior pituitary. In contrast, secretion by the anterior pituitary is controlled by the hormones called hypothalamic releasing and hypothalamic inhibitory hormone. The factors execute within the hypothalamus and then conducted to the anterior pituitary through minute blood vessels called hypothalamic hypophyseal portal system. In the anterior pituitary, these releasing and inhibitory hormones act in the glandular cells to control their secretion. The hypothalamus receives signals from different parts of from many sources in the nervous system. So when the person is exposed to pain, a portion of the pain signal is transmitted into the hypothalamus. Similarly, when the person experiences some powerful, depressing or exciting thought, a portion of the signal is transmitted to the hypothalamus. Olfactory stimuli denoting pleasant or unpleasant smell transmit strong signals directly and through the amygdaloid nucleus into the hypothalamus. Even the concentration of nutrients, electrolytes, water, and various hormones in the blood excite or inhibit various mechanisms, various portions of the hypothalamus. So the hypothalamus is our lectin center for information receiving in different parts of the body that concern with the internal well-being of the body. So much of this information is used to control the secretion of the many globally important pituitary hormones. So next is the hypothalamic hypophyseal portal system. The anterior pituitary is a highly vascular gland with extensive capillary sinuses among the glandular cells. Almost all the blood that enters these sinuses passes first through another capillary bed in the lower hypothalamus. The blood then flows to the small hypothalamic hypophyseal portal vessels into the anterior pituitary sinuses. The lowermost portion of the hypothalamus which is called the median eminence, which connects inferiorly with the pituitary stalk. Small arteries penetrates into the median eminence, and then additional small vessels return to its surface occurrences to form the hypothalamus hypophyseal portal blood vessels. Hypothalamic releasing and hypothalamic inhibitory hormones are secreted into the median eminence. Special neurons in the hypothalamus synthesize and secrete the hypothalamic releasing and inhibitory hormones that control secretion of the anti-pituitary hormones. These neurons originate in various portions of the hypothalamus and then send these fibers to the median eminence and tuber cinerum, which is an extension of the hypothalamic tissue, into the pituitary stalk. The ending of these fibers are different from most ending in the central nervous system, is that their function is not to transmit signals from one neuron to the other, but rather to secrete the hypothalamic releasing and inhibitory hormones into the tissue fluid. So these hormones are immediately absorbed in the hypothalamic hypophyseal portal system and then carried directly to the sinuses of the anterior pituitary gland. So the hypothalamic releasing and the inhibitory hormones control the anti-pituitary secretions. Like the thyrotropic releasing hormone, which stimulates the release of the thyroid stimulating hormone. The corticotropic releasing hormone stimulates the release of the corticotropin or the ACTH. Gonadotropic releasing hormone stimulates the release of the FSH and LH. Growth hormone releasing hormone stimulates the release of the growth hormone, and the growth hormone inhibiting hormone inhibits the release of the growth hormone, while the prolactin inhibiting hormone inhibits the release of the prolactin. Specific areas in the hypothalamus, they control secretion of the specific hypothalamic releasing and inhibitory hormone. All or most of the hypothalamic hormones are secreted at nerve endings in the median eminence before they transmitted in the anterior pituitary gland. Electrical stimulation of these region excites these nerve endings and therefore cause release of essentially all the hypothalamic hormone. Power neuron cells body that give rise to these median eminence nerve endings are located in other discrete areas of the hypothalamus are in closely related area of the basal brain. So thank you for your patient listening and have a great day.